Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to properly do puzzles, so let's dive right in. Why do we do puzzles in the first place? What's the whole point? The point is to improve your calculation, visualization, pattern recognition, all the good stuff for real games. So a lot of students come up to me first time and they say, oh, I do a lot of puzzles. And then when I see how they do puzzles, let's take a look what they do. So they see this position and they're like, oh, this has to be the first move. Looks the best. And then their opponent, the computer, plays something, and then they're like, okay, I could give a bunch of checks, but this looks the best. Oh, that's wrong. Okay, moving on. However, there's no improvement here. You have to slow down, take your time, and calculate ahead of time, just like you would in a real game. In a real game, you wouldn't play just because it looks good, unless you're really, really low on time. You would properly take your time and calculate and say, okay, after this check, they could take me, and then it seems like I'm running out of pieces. Okay, there's no immediate follow-up, but this check is going to be much better purely because of what happens next. King takes knight on c7, and we go queen to d6 checkmate. And that's not enough either, because if you stop there, you're possibly missing a sideline. A sideline is just something else that can happen. So after queen to f8, is taking the knight the only legal move? Not really. King d7 is an important sideline. But now we play the same move, queen d6, and that's a checkmate too, because king to e8 is blocked by our knight. So the solution to this puzzle is queen f8 and queen d6. So we calculate ahead of time, because in a real game you can never go back. Let's try another puzzle, now do it properly. So as soon as you see a puzzle position, since you haven't played this game, you just have the puzzle position. So you know for a fact that there's something here. And the first thing you should do is take a look at, first of all your pieces and just kind of identify what you're working with. And then try to figure out the main direction of the puzzle. Like, what are we even trying to do based on the pieces that you see? Are we trying to win material? Are we trying to checkmate? What's going on? Are we trying to maybe promote a pawn? What's the main theme of the puzzle? So just because I identify the queen, pawn, and rook all hitting the enemy king side, I can assume that it's going to be some sort of checkmating sequence. Now, I may be wrong, but that's my first assumption. And based on the direction, then come your candidate moves. Candidate moves is just a fancy word for options. So if my direction is checkmate, then I'm going to look for checks as my first candidate moves. If my direction were, for example, promotion, then I would look to remove the defenders of the promotion or something like this. So for the time being, my main candidate moves are queen to c2 check or b takes a2 check. And it's not clear to me which of those is the immediate answer. So we're going to go with, let's say, queen c2. Just like I would in a real game, I'm going to go queen c2 first. If it works out, we're going to play it. If not, then we're going to go into b takes a2. So queen c2 check. They have to go king a1. And in that position, we try to visualize it. That's how we practice visualization, instead of just playing the move immediately and hoping that it's right. So imagine the two pieces here. And again, look at checks, captures, attacks. So in that position, my checks are going to be rook takes a2 or queen takes c1. However, I see that after queen takes c1, rook takes, and then rook takes here, king b1, and rook a8, I don't see a way for white to stop rook a1 checkmate. So I'm thinking that that's the solution, but I'm going to go and double check. So after queen c2, king a1, after queen takes knight, they have to recapture, there's no sidelines. At that point, my most forcing move is rook a2 check. They have to go back with the king, there's no sidelines, and then rook to a8. Is there something there for white as far as counterplay goes? So they're up a queen, but I don't see a way to stop this. They could only try queen to a4, but I would just take that, re-threatening the same thing, or they could try rook to c8, sacrificing the rook just to get out of this checkmate, and I have to take that because of my weak back rank, at which point my rooks are not doubled anymore, so I'm not threatening mate, giving them time to defend it. For example, queen to b4 or something, and when I come back, they take on b3, and after rook a1, king c2. So that was pretty deep, but take your time and calculate. Because of all that deep calculation, I believe that queen c2, king a1, queen c1 is not the move. That's a very important thing I did there. I didn't say queen c2 is not a move. I made the right conclusion by going back to the last place where I had a choice. So if my variation doesn't work, that doesn't mean that queen c2 fails. Maybe queen c2 is correct, but after king a1, queen c1 is definitely incorrect. So what if I try queen c2, king a1, and then rook takes a2 immediately? Let's explore that. So knight takes a2 at that point, and then I don't have any immediate checks, and b takes a2 is a capture, but it provides no threat. So for that reason, I'm going to try a threat. No checks, no captures work. We're going to go with threats. Rook to a8 I see as a great move, because that's a pin on the knight in that position. So again, from the start, queen c2, king a1, rook takes a2, knight takes a2, rook a8. So that's the position at the moment. And now rook takes a2 seems like unstoppable checkmate, whatever they do. They could throw a queen in between, but I just take it and they have the same problem. So that is going to be the solution. Let's give it a try now. Now that I'm 100% sure of all my variations, only now I can touch the mouse and play the actual move. So king to a1 played, and now I'm going to go rook a2. They take, of course, that's the only legal move, and now rook to a8. As expected, they played this, but I could just take it, and now there's officially no way to stop this. That's it. Now, I'm going to quickly verify the other variation by going into analysis on chess.com here and helping myself with the engine to verify that my other variation was indeed wrong. A lot of players would just skip to the next puzzle, but I want to make sure that my variation was correct because, again, we're practicing for real games. Let's take a look. So I'm going to go here, queen c2 here. What if I try queen takes c1? How does white defend? So, of course, they have to take this, and then rook takes a2, king b1, rook a8. And the engine suggests that, yes, this leads to +4, so white is winning. Everything else is -9. The second best move is queen a4, which I just take for free, as noted before. And then they have to go rook c8 again, but then they're down to rook. So rook c8 immediately is the only win for white. Otherwise, this other variation would have worked as well. So here, I have to take it, giving them time to defend against this and this in multiple ways. I mentioned queen before with the idea of taking the pawn. The engine suggests rook to d1, which is quite interesting. Oh, I get it. So after this, they could just walk the king out. Does my queen b4 work? Let's verify. After this, queen b3, this, and this. This is an equal position, 2 rooks versus a queen. I thought that it was a little bit better for white, admittedly, because of queen takes d5 and this b pawn. But the engine doesn't get too excited and claims that this is an equal position. So it's much better for white. If we go a little bit back, after king b1 here, rook c8, take, to simply go rook d1, which makes a lot of sense to me now that I see it, because rook c8, king c1, we give some check, and ultimately they're up a queen for a rook. So this is +4, +5, according to engine analysis, which makes a lot of sense. So this was a better variation. So I could get a takeaway for myself out of that and say, oh, instead of considering queen b4, queen b3, I missed this rook d1. And then, because I missed it, I'm going to go deeper and think about, why did I miss that? I guess I was too zoned in on creating a luft for the king that I didn't realize the fact that the king could just walk out through c1, d2. So that's something that I'm going to pay more attention to next time. And that is how you properly calculate for your chess improvement. That's how you practice calculation, visualization, pattern recognition, tactical awareness, all those beautiful things that will help you in real games. So keep in mind what we learned here. Don't guess any moves if you can help it. So hand off the mouse, keep your hands like this or something, whatever helps, wherever you like, but do not keep your hand on the mouse because that's a signal to your brain it's time to play, and that's what will make you guess moves instead of properly calculating everything just like you would in a real game. One more question that I want to address, because I get it a lot, is, hey, my puzzle rating is 2500, but my real rating is 800. Why this discrepancy? Because in puzzles, you have the privilege of knowing that there's something here to look for. While in a real game, nobody taps you on the shoulder and says, hey, look for a tactic. And that is a topic called tactical awareness. So I'm going to link it down in the description below, the video where I talk extensively about a tactical awareness, which is just something that simulates that tap on the shoulder, hey, look for a tactic. That is the main thing missing from your game if you suffer from this problem of having a very high puzzle rating, but not enough rapid rating for a big difference there. One question that I want to address is the topic of puzzle rush or puzzle storm on LionChess. When you have rapid puzzles and you have to solve as many as possible in 3 minutes, is that useful for your improvement? Is that bad for you? The answer that I personally have, I'm of the opinion that it's really useful if you have the right mindset when you go into it. The reason people do puzzle rush as a part of chess improvement is to practice that first instinct for when they're really low on time, when they want to improve their pattern recognition. That speed is very, very important, particularly if you're a blitz player and not so much a rapid or classical player. That was the main instructive portion of the video, but now for fun, I'm going to do a 3-minute puzzle rush right now to show you what that usually looks like. Usually it starts with some easy back rank checkmates or completely forced checkmates or easy opening patterns of winning material, and then it gets gradually harder. So you have to slow down and stop guessing so much by intuition and just calculate your way through using the checks captures threats method that we learned. So, hope you enjoy it. Try to follow along and let's do it. Okay, let's do it. Starting off probably with some back rank mates. Rank mates. Okay, that was a misclick. Roll with it. Okay, I'm playing white. Mate, 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 mate. Oh, pawn. That's a checkmate. That's also a checkmate. Trapping the queen. That was a bit of a tough one because it was not very forcing. Mate. Yeah. Okay. Mate again. Again. Remove the defender. Probably queen g6. Yeah. Here. 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 Okay. Promotion. Mate. Attraction. Double check. I thought it was this, but there's a knight there. This. Tough one. I guess this. Yeah. I don't have any checks. What about this? No, I lose this one. Remove the defender, maybe. Yeah, that's going to be the one, because that's a double attack here. And then we just take the exchange. Pick this up. Okay. I'm going to pretend I saw that. Cool. And then mate in one, because that's somehow equally as difficult. Check. And which rook? This one to go here. Jesus. Okay. Check goes back. Oh no, just immediately. Okay. 22 seconds. Here, nothing. Here, nope. Not seeing this one. Gonna try it. That's a draw. No, it's not, because I have the king. Damn it. That one was h4 with g3 mate, unstoppable, but didn't have time for it. Okay, hopefully that was cool to watch. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions or comments, put them down in the comment section below, and subscribe on the channel to see more stuff like this, and I'll talk to you very soon. Take it easy.